Namaste. Hello everyone. Welcome to Gulhati Shiva and Mysticism for another episode of Monday with Mahadev. On Thursday, 14th of April, is the great festival of North India called Baisakhi. It is also called Baisakhi in Sanskrit, and which means that it is the time of harvest for the farmers, and also it is celebrated as the new year for Hindus and Sikhs, because largely Punjab, where this is celebrated widely, is a farming territory, and the greatest thing for any farmer is to get the harvest of what he has worked so hard on, on his fields, sown the seeds and nourished them, and then finally, after a lot of hard work, when the harvest is ready, the crop is ready, it is a day to be very, very festive. And Baisakhi is celebrated by going to temples and having a lot of fairs, melas, and festival is celebrated with a lot of joy, dance, song, and so on. And notably, people wear very bright colored clothes, and all the men and women together celebrate this in a lot of dance. Now, the Punjabi dance, which is called Bhangra, I do not know how many of you may be familiar with it, is a very robust dance with the men, shaking their arms vigorously and stomping their feet on the ground, but it is very rhythmic. And the pacemaker for that rhythm is the dhol, which is a drum which has a lot of resonance and is a very bass instrument. And the drum reminds me of Mahadev's damru. The damru, as we know, when Mahadev shakes it, is supposed to be a sort of biorhythm for the whole universe, for all the creatures and beings in this universe to come alive in the spring season. And personally, I've always noted that whenever a drum is playing or a pakhavaj is playing, there is a lot of intimation of Lord Shiva. We feel as though he's present somewhere and he's going to come dancing anytime. Because we know the great attribute of Shiva is Tandav, the vigorous dance. Most of us associate Tandav with a sort of dance of destruction, something that Shiva does at the end of the universe, at the end of creation, to stomp the whole play down. But that is only one kind of Tandav, which is actually Raudra Tandav, Rudra, the fierce form of Shiva. When he is very annoyed, we think that he does a Raudra Tandav, which is heavily stomping on the ground like a hard stepper, and with those steps literally finishing the world. But Shiva is basically a dancer. Everything that he expresses is through dance. Dance is his natural biorhythm, and therefore the rhythm of the entire universe. And coming back to Baisakhi, when we wear bright clothes, when we dance in festivity, in joy and happiness, we welcome the new year, I would rather think of this as the Ananda Tandav. The Ananda Tandav is again the dance of Shiva, but as the name suggests, he does it in Ananda, in great happiness, in joy, in celebration. And therefore, it is very easy to correlate the two, the dance of Baisakhi and the Anand Tandav which Shiva does. They are both celebrating life. They are both celebrating the harvest of life. The farmer gets his crop of sugarcane or rice or whatever it may be, and Shiva dances happily when he sees the harvest of his creation. The harvest of his creation is dependent on us, the bhaktas. One of my writings, I have written, Tandav तो परमेश्वर की क्रिया है, सो होकर रहेगा। सृष्टि के भक्तों पे ये निर्भर है कि शिव आनंद तांडव करते हैं या फिर रौद्र तांडव। तांडव is the very play, the very essence, the very kriya, the work of Shiva, his emanation. It is bound to happen. But what role do we have is that it depends on us, on our behavior, whether Shiva thinks of us and his creation as a great harvest and therefore dances in joy with all of us, or then continually over a period of time is he annoyed or disappointed with what we are turning out to be, and therefore does the fearful Rudra Tandav. So this Baisakhi, when you celebrate the harvest, the new year, do not forget to celebrate the harvest of life itself, the harvest of creation itself, the harvest of God himself. I hope you liked this little video. Join me again next Monday and I will be back with yet another Shiva wisdom for you. Om Namah Shivaya.